Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a trading card game. With so many decks to choose from, players have lots of choices, from structure decks to constructing your own decks. Players try to take their deck to the top. With so many options, how do you decide? In this series, I'll be taking 3 albazstrike structure decks and upgrading the deck every week with $20, with buying sealed products as well as individual cards to try to make the most competitive deck out there. Take it to the top the competitive to show everyone out there that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is able to be played on a budget and you can go at your own pace. Throughout the series, we'll be covering a bunch of different variations of the deck to help us get to the top. Stay tuned, because this is Branded Budget. So here you see for this week, we got a other masquerade to match the one we got last week in our trade, as well as a Albaz because we need the card. We are spending $25.59, which is, I guess, 59 cents against our budget, but previously we always rounded up, so I think this time we're gonna push it because we definitely have saved over 59 cents. And yeah, that's it for this budget. We'll see you when the cards come in. So now that our cards came in, which is unfortunately one day after our locals, for the first time, we actually did not get our order in time. So we didn't get to change the deck, but this is the deck we would have played if we would have gotten our cards in. So let's go over it and go over the changes. So we are still playing the 3 Albaz. It is an Albaz deck, still playing 3 of it. We're playing 3 Alubers, 1 Dramaturge, 1 Ad Libitum, and the 2 Tragedies. So this is it for the Albaz and Despia stuff. So as you can see, we have no more Albaz and Friends, just Albaz, and then we have a lot of the Despia stuff. And then for the Despia spells and traps, we are playing the 3 branded fusion, as well as the 2 branded in red. Still playing the 3 and 2 best ratio. We don't have branded opening yet, so can't play that. Now for Shadalls, we are playing the 1 Beast, the 2 Wendy, the 1 Hedgehog, 1 Squamata, and 1 Dragon. I am really liking this ratio. Being able to summon Hedgehog in defense off of Wendy is huge if you use Beast to draw. So we dig that. Beast is just a crazy card. Now for Shadal spells and traps, we're playing the 3 Shadal fusion, as well as the 1 Shadal schism. Not much to say. This card's insane as well. Now for the complementary engine, which we're trying out, we are playing the 2 Edge Imp Chain and the 2 Patchworks, as well as the 2 Polymerizations. This is also referred to as the Patchwork engine. So now that we have our 2 Mirror Jades, spoiler alert, we're able to play this Patchwork engine, which is extremely good and is able to make good boards. Mirror Jade becomes quite more reliable, as well as being able to summon it out super easily. So we'll take that. We are still playing the Snow. Card's crazy, nothing much you can say. And now for the hand drops. We're playing the 3 Veilers, the 3 Skullmeisters, as well as the 3 Ghost Ogres and the Call by the Grave. So the reason why we're choosing this over the Gammas is because we no longer want to go second. We don't have another better hand trap for Skullmeister. If we did, we'd play the Ash Blossoms, but right now we cannot afford them. Yeah, so we're still playing a budget list. Ghost Ogre is coming back into the meta with Despia not being the highlight of events now. It being not the best deck because it has a hard matchup versus Scythe decks and stuff like that. So we decided to bump this up because it hits Floandries, we struggle against. It hits Therions, a good deck. It hits Sword Soul as well, and I like a lot of the Synchro Adventure decks, stuff like that, all the spam decks, the Hulk decks, just stuff like that. It hits Dragon Link, so now we're playing it. It also can be used going first and second, so that's also a reason why. And you can have monsters on your field. So we're not playing the Mercurial, which might be interesting to you guys. I wish I had room for it, which I might add in with the Albion as well as the branded Lost. But for now, we're not, because we do not have an opening, and I don't really want to send the Albaz off of it. So now for our extra deck, we are playing the 2 Mirror Jade, the 2 Rebellion, the 2 Albion, as well as the 1 Brigand. This card can be the Dragon, the Aluvi, whatever, Albalentis, which we are going to be playing eventually. But right now we're siding one of the Mercurier, so for when we go first, we can have it. But we don't want to see it going second, so that's unfortunately why it's not in our main deck. But it's still a really good card. That's it for the Dragons. We then play the Chimera, as well as the Quertus, and the 2 Masquerades. New addition to the deck, able to burn. Great. Well, we're still playing only 1 Chimera. We only really need 1 Chimera, but that's okay. Now for Shadalls. We are playing the Winda, the Construct, and the App Clone. App Clone might get cut for a 3rd Winda. Sounds kind of crazy, but we actually never summoned this. In theory, it's good because we can summon it if we have a Winda in hand, and we do have Polymerization now in our deck, which is going to be able to be used more. We could also make Winda easier because we're able to not just Shadal Fusion it out, we can Polymerization for it if we have a Shadal in hand. So definitely not dead. I feel like Shadals are getting stronger and stronger the more time we go on. Plus, Schism is still Schism. And now for our side deck, we're playing the 2 Twin Twisters, Back Row Hate. We explain this every week. The 3 Dark Ruler No Mores when we go second. The 3 There Can Only Be Ones when we go first. The 3 Token Collectors because we hate Sword Soul, as well as the Zombie World and the Necroworld Banshee for Sword Soul, as well as Flanderies. And then we are playing the Ariel as well as the Mercurier. Our extra deck is pretty much full power, so we can add back the Super Polys, but the issue is that not a lot of decks right now are playing. We don't see that many, it's Shadal decks for sure. We don't see any Albaz decks right now in our locals. Our locals is down to 2 Albaz players, especially with one of them, hopping back and forth from Marincess, which is Sean over there, and Matt's now working more, so we don't see him as much. But we do have Chase, which is one of our old buddies, so I guess shout out to you, Chase, if you're watching. But he's playing kind of budget as well, so we don't really need to worry that much about signing in a card for a matchup that I believe we have the advantage for. He's playing with the Nadir stuff, which is interesting, but I just don't think it's as great. That's just kind of more about my locals. If your locals is more, Despia, I would take out the There Can Only Be Ones and play some of that instead. Play Super Poly. So here are the cards we took out. We took out the Mercurier. As I mentioned earlier, we can't really search it. We don't want to have it going second. We only really want it going first, so we're putting it in the side deck. We do not have room for the Flyfolk Gamma as well as the Driver in our side deck, so we're not playing it at all for now. It's a good card. We'll eventually revisit it, but for now, can't play it. You don't really want to have a card that's dead going going first, so that's why we're not playing it. We're playing Ogre instead. Our 3 Super Polys, as we explained. Just not great right now for our locals, but eventually it should come back. Card's great to have, and we're glad we have 3 of them. And then finally, we have Springen's Kit. We have our 3 Alubers now. We do not need this card, as well as the Poly and the Patchwork Engine, so we're no longer having to search for this all the time, and we're also able to make a better board with Mirror Jade and Winda, or Mirror Jade and Construct. So yeah, for now, we don't need this. Goodbye, Kit. Enjoy your journey. So now we're going to see you in the duels, which was actually yesterday's duels. Yeah, so we didn't have any of our upgrades, but I hope you guys still enjoy. So here we're opening up our OTS pack for this week. We do not see a glare. We got a snow, we take that, and a Perform File Odd Eyes Dissolver. Fuck this shit. So here we're starting our match. We're playing against Anthony. This is his first or maybe second time on the channel. He plays Power Rangers, also known as, Super Quantum. So he's going to start off, paying the 4,000 for the map, getting out the Alphin. Alpha effect's going to tribute itself to show 3, so a white, a red, and a blue. We're going to roll randomly. Red's going to be summoned, and then chain links activate here. And yeah, we do see a Call by the Grave in his hand, and he adds back the white, or add back Alpha as well. He sets 2 cards and passes here. So I'm going to start off by activating a Branded Fusion, sending Albaz as well as, I think, the Beast in my hand, yeah. Getting a Lubellion here, activating his Chainlink 2, discarding the Windy as cost. It does not activate. He's going to chain the Call by on the Wendy. Oh, I sent Dragon. That's right. I sent Dragon, not Beast. It was going to pop, so he changed it on the Wendy just so I don't have the effect, which is not going to activate. But then he Forbidden Droplets me here on my Aluber. I do have Mirror Jade on the field. Activates activate Mirror Jade here, sending Albion as cost, banishing the red. And here it's going to activate. He's going to activate one of the effects. I am going to Mercurier that, and then during the end phase, I'm going to add from off Albion. I'm going to add Branded Fusion here. I play Branded Fusion, dumping the Albaz as well as the Snow. Getting with the Albion. Then Albion effects going to banish 2, a Dark and a Shaddoll monster to make our favorite boy, our favorite gal, Winda. We activate the Mercurier's effect here, getting with the kit, and Anthony just scoops it up, knowing that this is pretty much game. And yeah, it's quite unfortunate there. Here he's just reading Mirror Jade, making sure that he can't activate his effect twice per turn, that he knows what he's summoning. I lost to Anthony actually once in we were playing in an OTS tournament, and he made Magnus, and I was just not able to beat it. He just made Magnus. It was during I think it was during Dragon Link format. But see, he's gonna go first. He has the field spell, Dark Ruler No More as well. He's gonna activate the Super Quantum Alpha here, getting the 3 as well out. Once again, I got to choose red, and so he's going to activate the chain links. And not activating blue. His hand's fully loaded here. He does have a 1-for-1. He's going to activate white here, special summoning back the blue. Activating the field spell. Able to just XYZ summon with them. Setting 2 cards and passing. So just reading the effects too. That's an ulti, which is very nice looking, which is a MST as well as a Veiler. I do normal summon the Aluber. It's going to get Veilered here. I have to set and just pass. He's going to normal summon the Alphen once again. Revealing 3. We're going to roll. And he's just reading some of these cards. I'd like to also point out that there's going to be an OTS on the 10th. So double, not double from scratch, but there's going to be a chance for from scratch being ended if we do top 4. I consider an OTS championship tournament to be like, that will get us our invite to Nats. So like that's a pretty big thing there. And from scratch could be ending. I don't think that we're going to, get top 4. We're going to have lots of good players there, but there's a chance. Here he summons the Magnus. I'm just making sure we read it. Seeing what these cards do. Thinking, okay, maybe if we stall for a little bit, we'll have a chance, but he's going to attack over it. We'll take the damage here. I don't want From Scratch to leave, personally. I really enjoy the series. We are getting quite far with, Despia, and we're half pretty much the full Despia deck. But I'm really enjoying it. We see Branded in red here, activating. Going up for the Chimera here. And then I'm going to just pass turn. I can't really do much. I should have summoned it in defense position, but I wasn't quite thinking. Here he's going to attack into it. I'm pretty sure I can't even out this. And yeah, here we just scoop, knowing he's not going to detach material because we can't out it. So it's unaffected by our card effects, and we're just not able to beat that. We could have Mirror Jade enter battle phase and attacked it, but he probably would have bounced that before we got a chance to, so it's not really worth it. He's played against a lot of Despia before, so he knows what we're doing. But the Shaddoll monsters do put up a little bit of a change up, but yeah, you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think was From Scratch should do. Should we quit it at the OTS Championship if we do top 4? Or should we continue even more? If we do continue more, what other path should we go down? Should we start building another deck or change it up a bit? Tier's coming out soon, so that's exciting. So here we're going to choose to go first, and unfortunately we have to set and pass. Quite a bad hand there. We're going to see 1-for-1 activating, discarding the white, summon out the Alphen. And Alphen is going to activate. Red, blue, and white. We roll a dice for randomness. We're going to hit the white. So Alphen's going to add back, and then another white's going to stuff someone out. Oh, we hit blue, my bad. Then we're going to get out the field spell. That's a dark blue no more in his hand as well, if I think. We see him set 2 cards. And I believe he passes it back to us. Or, let's see. He can attack. So yeah, so he normally summons the Alphen. We do activate there can only be 1. Getting rid of that Alphen. I just really didn't want multiple machines on field. Here he's going to activate the effect failure. Enter battle phase and attacking with them. We're going to get to activate Shaddoll Fusion here. We do see a Dark Blue no more set. Because he controls the next direct monster we can send from field, or from deck. We're going to send a Wendy as well as a Snow here. Getting up the Construct. Snow being engraved is pretty big as well. Construct effect is going to activate as well as Wendy's effect. Flipping down the Beast. And then sending a... Oh, he's actually... That's right. He's activating his effect to stop that. Stopping the Construct here. And then we enter battle phase. And we attack into the white, and then he's going to activate the effect when it hits graveyard to add back the Alphen, and then we're going to pass it over with 2 more sets. Going to activate the Alphen effect here, summoning out, or choosing 1, and we get to summon it out. choosing the white, sending the fire as well as the water, I believe it was there, to graveyard. And here we're going to, actually, I believe we negate this. Oh no, so we don't negate this. He activates the thing, pitching the driver to go into the fire. That's going to activate the effect, popping the construct. Construct's going to add back Shaddoll Fusion here. He's going to then link 2 away into the IP, activating these effects. And here, this is where we negate, I believe. He sends out the blue as well. Passing turn here, I guess we're not negating anything. We're going to activate Beast here, drawing 2, discarding 1. We discard the Tragedy here. Tragedy effect's going to activate. Searching us for the Dramaturge. Activating Branded in red here. Not having a card in hand means that Unicorn's not that scary. So we're going to activate Branded in red. We're going to summon out Quiritus with the Tragedy as well as the Dramaturge. Dramaturge effect is going to activate, or he's going to activate the effects here. Summoning out the Unicorn, and we choose to negate that for some reason, even though there's no reason to. He has no cards in hand. He's going to activate his effect to shuffle them back. And here we're going to enter battle phase, attacking with the Dramaturge, dealing 800, attacking for 22 with Beast. And then attacking with the Quiritus for 25. Here we're going to set 1 and then pass, leaving him with Dark Ruler no more, and I believe that's just a game. Yeah, Ghost Ogre's not going to do that. So that's game from us. We're now 1-0. Moving on to the next match here, we see we're playing Angus with our, normal match, Sword Soul. If it's not Angus, it's Jason. So here we're both 1-0. He's going to go first here. We see an Ash and a Veiler in hand. We see a Vishuda. I really hate that card. Normal summoning the Veiler, so his hand's not great. Going over the Starlight Shizao here. Activating the effect, we're going to Veiler that because we're not letting him go into the Longyong. We're going to start off with a Branded Fusion. He's going to Ash us here, and that looks like that's that. We're going to activate Shaddoll Fusion here because he controls the next strike monster, sending... Let's see what he sent. We send a Beast here as well as a Tragedy. Look like we're going for that Winda. Being able to draw 1 and search is not horrible. Maybe we're searching for the Branded in red. Then we're going to normal summon the Alubra here, activating the effect. He's going to chain Shizao to negate that, not having access to that Branded in red, and we're just going to have to pass. He's going to enter battle phase, attacking into the Alubra here, making sure that we're locked under our own window. Then he passes himself. We activate a second Branded Fusion, but he does have the second Ash. So we're going to normal summon Alubra, try it again, and he's going to Veiler once, or not Veiler, but cheese out once again, and we're just going to pass. Same thing, I guess we're seeing double. Locked under Winda, but he gets a set 1 card this time. We're going to normal summon the Snow, activate the Snow effect here. flipping the Yugioh, attacking with its snow, and then attacking with Winda. And Bo was having not the greatest hands. I did get both my Branded Fusion ashed. Here, we draw for turn. You know, he's not doing anything. Tragedy in graveyard here could set the Branded Fusion and then activate the Branded Fusion. We do see, is that an Ogre in hand? We're going to tribute summon both of them off for the Dramaturge. Then Wind is going to activate, adding the Shaddoll Fusion. We're going to see another window being made, and he just scoops it up here. That was definitely an interesting bad game one. But hopefully we can redeem ourselves in game 2 and hopefully at game 3. We do have the 3 token collectors we can side in here. I've been thinking about playing the Earth Shaddoll so that we can also send the token collector to the graveyard with Shaddoll Fusion on turn 2 if our opponent has an extra monster. It's not the greatest, but when they don't set up an super optimal board, token collector is just huge in the long run. He keeps coming back and keeps coming back. Here we see him going to go first. Can summon out the Ashuna. Here we see him going to go first. Can summon out the Ashuna. Linking that off into the Monk of the Tenyi. Activating the Vishuddha here. Then activating the Ashuna. We're going to Gamma that, not letting him that access. Hoping that it just stops his turn. But he has, I believe, a normal summon. Is that an emergence in his hand? Are you going to special summon the Ecclesia here? Or normal summon the Ecclesia here? Activating Salesman. Calling Token Collector, which is an interesting take. I mean, he says that the reason why he's doing that is because he can only lose to Nib or Token Collector. And so, he chooses the necessary evil. Calls Token Collector. I believe I do have it in hand. So here he goes Mo Yi, and then revealing the Water Tenyi. 10-out token, linking those two into Yugioh, Mo Yi. We all know the drill. Activating Long Young here. Long Young going to pitch the blue to summon itself out as well as the token. Synchronizing those both into Baron. Then we're going to take the 12. And then both of them get banished during the end phase. So here we're going to have to think. We're facing up against a 2-negate board as well as a Vishuddha during end phase. We're going to activate the Albaz here. Sending the Token Collector, just complete BM. He's going to Yugioh negate that. We have Branded Fusion, and then he's going to, negate that with Baron, and then that's going to be that. We're not going to be able to do anything here. So we're going to scoop and go to game 3. No point in playing that out, He just had too much. He could have pretty much OTK us the next turn anyways, because he just links those two away. And then any back row we have set, he could just bounce it, or pretty much anything. And plus, there's not much really we can do. Salesman was a really cool tech, though. I really did like that. It'd be interesting to play that in, in Despia, because we could just call Ash Blossom, then they can't stop the Branded Fusion, which is great. I really hate getting Ash on that card. So we see us going first here, activating the Shaddoll Fusion, summoning the Winda and the Albaz, going for the Winda, setting the Beast off the Wendy. We see a Dark Ruler no more in his hand, so that means nothing to him. Going to activate Dark Ruler no more, saying, screw you, Winda. Summon out the Ashuna, linking off. Once again, we know how this play goes. With the Vishuddha as well in hand. Am I just seeing double? This time we cannot stop the Ashuna engrave. Summoning out the Adhara, getting out the, I believe that's a monk. Then Adhara is going to activate, adding back the Ashuna. Mogi is going to normal summon. We're going to token collector. He's going to Berserker negate that. Makes the Shizao here, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Mogi. We all know how this goes. Draw, then search. His hand must be pretty stacked for this. We see him getting the Long Yang here. Then he's going to pitch the Ashuna to get Long Yang out, a token. Going to synchro those two away for, I believe that's a Shizao. Or that was a Baron, yeah, but he's worm locked? Yeah, he's worm locked here. So he goes for the Cheng Ying, the level 8 banish on field and graveyard when a card gets banished. We're locked onto our own window here. We activate Twin Twister, sending the token collector. He's going to chain the Heavenly here, just getting the that tie out of hand by get rid of that monk that he does not need. So here we have a two monster negates. I guess not really a negate, but we have a lot on the field. We get out another window, activating the effect, getting out the with Despia Tragedy, getting the Luber to hand. Here he's going to activate the effect because he banished a monster, banishing cards from the field, getting rid of that token collector. Not having anything to do. Switch it into battle phase and normal summon the Taya. Banishing both monsters on the field, and that is game. So that was quick 2-1, and here we're playing David in our final match. David do, or maybe David don'ts. What do you guys think? Should that be a real? He summons off, he ends up winning the die roll, summoning off the Leerless monster, getting out the Nerval on the normal summon, going into the Leerless, pitching the effect, getting a +2 here. David's the ultimate sacker in the entire world. He was saddest that Imperial Order got banned because you can no longer sack it. But here he's going to activate Karis, ditching the kit, dumping the McCourier, which he's playing as a cool tech. We love David here. He's going to activate Karis. Alright, he's thinking here. Here we're just reading the McCourier, making sure it does not have a negate when it gets added back to hand, which we believe he's, yeah. So he activates Karis here. We're going to reveal the Gamma. He's going to Ash that, which can keep that in hand. We do have it for, later this turn. Going to go into the Bear Bum. McCurry is going to add the Albion here. He is going to activate Albion, sending the Branded Sword for cost. And then he's going to put the Albion on the bottom of the deck and then draw one card. Can activate Branded Sword, adding that back to hand. I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of this little 3-card engine does, but I guess it keeps so that you don't send always your Tri-Brigade Nervals to graveyard if you already have it in rotation with kit. and also like serves as a protection. You're gonna link all 4 or all 3 off into the Appaloosa, getting out the Revolt here. He's gonna set 2 cards, then pass. Here we're going to summon off with the Branded Fusion. He's going to respond with Ash. We're going to chain Gamma. He then changes the Appaloosa. He's keeping it in hand. We're just doing this so that we can beat down the Appaloosa. We're going to normal summon the Appaloosa, or the Aluber, activate the effect. He's going to activate Appaloosa. We're going to enter battle phase and beat over the Appaloosa. Interesting that doesn't revolt us here. But he ends up revolting us here, which is really interesting because, he could just revolt us during the battle phase and then just keep that 1-mat Appaloosa alive and then go into a access code with it. But, to each their own. He's going to activate the effect of Omen, banishing the Aluber and getting the Fractal off the Nerval Disintegrate. We're going to activate the Fractal's effect. We're going to chain the Gamma, which he forgot we had. 3rd time's the charm, I guess. Getting that out here. If he had that access Appaloosa, he could have stopped it. Misplays happen, but it's fine. So here he just passes his turn. Look at our hand here, and we set 1 card, not looking too great for us. He normal summons the 2nd Fractal. Activating the effect here, banishing 3 for cost. Getting out the Rugal, and then Omen's Vex is going to banish our Courier. We're going to get to activate the effect here. Searching for the Albaz, I believe. He's going to link those 2 off away into the access code in his game anyways. That's game 1 for David. Even through that misplay, he still ended up winning. And we could only resolve 1 Gamma after activating it 3 different times. So, we're going to go into game 2 here. A little about David. David's part of our close team of Team Solomon Circus. I do appreciate that he's playing Tri-Brigade. I do love that deck. I don't think it's really good right now, but he just wants to play it. He loves playing the Tier 1 decks after they're no longer Tier 1. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to learn the decks while they're popular, and then once he has to play them so much and they're no longer good, he then picks them up, so he already knows the combo. I'm just kidding, David. I'm just ripping you up, but it's okay. He's a good player. He just likes not playing good deck. When he plays a really good deck, it's really scary because he knows his stuff. We'll try to see if we can get him playing Gimmick Puppets on the deck, on the channel though. So here we start off going into game 2, going into the window right off the bat, sending the Necro Banshee as well as the Aerial here. Unfortunately we have to use Aerial, but it's fine. Necro Banshee's going to activate here, getting out the Zombie World. Kind of hard for his Tri-Brigades to banish Tri-Beasts if there's no Tri-Beast in Graveyard. We're going to pass on that. And here he's just thinking. He's going to activate the Fractal effect. Sending Kit. Kit effect is going to activate, sending the Nerval. Neural effect is going to activate here, getting out the Fractal. That nice circle that we had. Oh, my mistake. It's going to add the Karis. It's going to activate Karis, sending the Nerval in defense position. I believe he's trying to set up a Revolt here, but Revolt has to do Tri-Beasts as well. But good try, though. Here we're going to activate a Shaddoll Fusion going into the Winda. And then Winda effect's going to activate, adding back the Shaddoll. And we're going to trigger Dramaturge here, special summoning itself. We're in our battle phase here, attacking with the Winda and the Dramaturge, dealing some hefty damage. And pass it over. Here he's thinking, does he have a way to out the zombie world? He's going to call by the grave my Winda, you know. I've never seen that happen. Negating the Winda on field. Getting the Lyrilusk Bird Call to add the Warbler to hand. Activating Warbler. No effect. Normal summoning the Droll Lockbird. Going for Assemble Nightingale here. I believe we're getting Zeused. That's a way to clear zombie world. But it also clears his Revolt in the process, so we do take that. Here we see him enter battle phase, going to right into the Zeus. You know, activating the effect here. We should have probably, you know, it would have made a difference because here he's losing one material by negating that Lyrilusk. We're going to normal summon the Albaz, activate the effect here. Sending as cost, so fuse out into our Mirror Jade. And attack for, so that's 6,000 now that we've given him. And only having 2,000 left, and he activates Bird Call once again. This is what I mean. Man just sacks completely. Getting out the Warbler from hand. He's going to activate the Warbler effect, special summoning out the other Warbler from graveyard. And here we're going to think a bit. We have no effects here, so we don't say anything. You know, not worth Mirror Jading. If he has another normal summon, we pretty much end up losing. But he normal summons DD Crow, which is insane here. It doesn't really get him anywhere. He cannot, you know, Doom Eagle doesn't do anything. None of the Tri-Raid monsters do anything. It doesn't really do much for him. So here he just realizes that and he just scoops it up. But yeah, Call by the Grave on Winda's kind of cracked. So going into the all-important game 3, you know, here we're going to side in a bit. We know we're going to go second. It's interesting that people keep in Call by the Grave when they're going second. I mean, I guess overall it's just a really good card. And, you know, it does hit Despia a little bit more than normal because branded in red, but I guess you could also Call by the Grave an Albion in graveyard if it got sent by Mirror Jade, and then you can just stop the Albion on field. So I can understand that a bit. So here we say David's going to start off. Going to activate the Bird Call, getting out the Lyrilusk Warbler, or Cobalt Sparrow, which means he already has Warbler in hand. Warbler effect's going to activate, special summon out the Cobalt Sparrow. Getting the Nerval to hand. XYZ summoning those into the Starling. Starling effect's going to activate. You know, pitching to grab the Cobalt, the blue, or Sapphire, my bad. Sapphire effect can activate, you know, getting out the Nerval in itself. Going to link those two away for the Farigite, or as I call her, Bunny Milf. He can activate Nerval. I'm going to Skullmeister that. He's going to activate the effect of Normal Summon Kit, activate the effect. Going up for the Omen here. I'm going to get into the Bear Bum. Kit's going to activate, sending the Mercurier, as well as the Omen. Going to add Nerval. Farigite's going to special summon the Nerval. Mercurier is going to get banished to add the Albion. Albion's going to send for cost. Getting the Sword in graveyard. Double Dragon Lords is on the field with the Nerval effect. Here we see him overlaying into Assemble our Blue Robin. Going into 2 mats Appaloosa here. He's going to activate the effect. We're going to Meister that once again. And he lets that go through, which kind of gives me the vibes that he already has Revolt already. We do have the Dark Ruler no more, though. Able to stop that. But if that is a Revolt, we're going to activate Zombie World, which is huge. Here he's going to think, and I believe he chains Revolt, which is quite interesting, on the activation. So it is not resolved yet. Summoning out the 3 or the 4. Making the Omen, and that's unfortunately game for us. GG David, we went 1-2 for this, but yeah, see you in the next one.